How this Power BI has been evaluated? Let me start with the basic introduction, not very much theory, just an introduction about this Power BI. How this Power BI was evaluated. Basically, before Power, I think Power BI has been started just 10 years old. Last 29th of July only we have celebrated the 10th year of this Power BI. Just 10 years old. Before Power BI, or still people are using this to create a report. Of course, we are using Excel to create a report. Could you tell me what is the tool we use to create a report in Excel? In Excel, there is a specific tool available to create a reports and charts. What is the tool? Which tool we use to create a report in Excel? Very good. Pivot is the tool for creating the report in Excel. But could you tell me based on how many tables can we create a pivot? How many tables? How many tables data source I can create a pivot? So I have one table, I have two tables, I have three tables. So based on how many tables can we create a report? 1, 2, 3, n number. Are you sure? I have 5 tables. I want to create a report based on 5 tables. Can we do that? Only one table. If you want 5 tables, you have to write a lookup and bring the column here and you have to create it. Make it as a one flat table and create a report. Correct? You cannot create a report based on 3 or 4 tables until 2007 or 10 of Microsoft Excel. So then what they did is from 2010 of Microsoft Excel, they have added a tool called as Power Pivot. But unfortunately, 2010 of Microsoft Excel, 2013 of Microsoft Excel, this Power Pivot was a add-ins. What is meant by add-ins? It's not part of your software. You have to download it and you have to install it manually until 2013. Until 2013. After 2015, Power BI has arrived. From 2016, they made it as a part of Word, Excel and PowerPoint. In Excel, this Power Pivot is a part of it. I think here, as I told, we have 2 levels of Excel training. When you come for the first level, I will be teaching formulas and functions in Excel. When you come for the second level of Excel, we will be handling this Power Pivots. In second level of Excel, I'm not saying BI, Excel. So if you want 2 or 3 tables, based on 2 or 3 tables, you want to create a report, then we can use Power Pivot. Any idea how many rows and how many columns are approximately available in Excel? Any idea? Have you ever checked it? Microsoft Excel? Exactly, I will tell you. Even you can find it easily. I will tell you that later. There are exactly 10,48,576 rows, 16,384 columns. No need to note it down. I will tell you how to find it. You can see it on the screen itself. There are around 10 lakh and 16,000, 10 lakh rows and 16,000 columns. Is it sufficient? Maybe I would have said it is sufficient 10 years before. Nowadays, I cannot say 10 lakh is sufficient because your data are accumulating. Day by day, the data are increasing here. Now you can store the entire global data in one area, correct? Entire company data, you can download it in one area because it's available in the clouds nowadays. So 10 lakh may not be sufficient. And even if you put 1 lakh rows in Excel, Excel will not work. Excel will hang. If you put a sorting, filtering, Excel will not handle it. Excel is not a database. Excel is a data analysis tool. So what Microsoft has did is they have added another tool called as Power Query to transform your data, to clean up your data, to make your data into a proper data. So they created a tool called as Power Query. And to make a dashboard. Morning, most of you has told that dashboard. Basically, what is dashboard? What is meant by dashboard? Collection of visuals, representation of data. Can I do this in PowerPoint? I can do 4 in one slide. I can put 4 slides, 4 pictures or 4 charts, 4 tables or 5 tables in one slide. Then why can't we use these? Reporting and dashboard in PowerPoint. Word also I can put it in PDF also I can use it. You can refresh it. If the data is connected with the link. In PowerPoint we have an option called as paste special with the Excel link. So whenever you change it in Excel, it will get updated in PowerPoint also. There is an option of linking also. Then why we are not using PowerPoint as a dashboard? Memory space. Memory space. Actually, what is dashboard? What you said is correct, but it's incomplete. Collection of multiple visual with the interaction. It should be an interactive dashboard. Dashboard should have an interaction. Without interaction, it's not a dashboard. It's just a picture. It's just a picture. As I told you, you can take a snapshot and you can show it. That's a picture. It should be an interactive dashboard. To make an interactive dashboard, what Microsoft has did is they created a tool called as Power View. There was a tool, now this tool they have removed it since we have Power BI established, since we have some other tools available. They removed this tool called as Power View. This tool, unfortunately, as of now, this tool is not available. All the other three tools are still it's available. So combination of all these four tools together. Now, as I told, in 2015, they have launched this tool, that is Power BI. BI stands for Business Intelligence. Very good, excellent. BI stands for Business Intelligence. There are two I's popular nowadays. One is first two I's, AI and BI, Artificial Intelligence and Business Intelligence. And under this Power BI, we have two types of power. Actually three, but basically we have two. One is Power BI Desktop. Second one is Power BI Services. I hope everyone would have been aware. Even Microsoft Excel, Word and PowerPoint also, we have two versions, correct? You can use Microsoft Excel online as well as offline. Desktop version of Excel is also available. Online version of Excel is also available. Correct? You can go to online Excel, Microsoft365.com, and you can open Microsoft Excel online also. Same like, and in near future, we are expecting no software has to be installed. Like how you are installing the software today. Today morning, Power BI Desktop, you are installing it. In near future, there will be no software installed. Everything will become online. As I told, there are two applications, Power App and Power Automate, which is not a desktop version, it's an online version. You can open it only in online. There is no desktop version available. Automate, we have a small desktop version, but Power App, it's fully an online version. So in gradually next level, when you go to the next level, I believe most of the feature will become online. No need to download any software. You have to open the browser, all the software will be available in the browsers. No need to download the software. So as of now, we have both. We have Power BI Desktop and we have Power BI Services. This Power BI Desktop, it's totally free of cost. Just go to Microsoft.com, app.powerbi.com, download Power BI and start using Power BI. No need to pay a single piece of money. You can start using it. Only thing is you should have the corporate email ID. You should not have an email ID of Gmail, Outlook, Yahoo. That will not work. You should have the corporate email ID. You can log into corporate email ID and you can start using it. But unfortunately, you can create a report, you can create a dashboard, you can do everything. Only thing is you cannot publish it. There are two types of publishing. One is publishing within your system. Another one is publishing and sharing to others. That's not possible. Publishing within yourself, it's possible. Publishing and sharing to others, it's not possible. Then you have to go to this Power BI Services. So this Power BI Desktop, as I indicated, it's totally free here. Create a report, create a dashboard. After publishing, it comes to Power BI Services. Here falls in the license of the Power BI. Either you will be having the premium license or you will be having the professional pro license. As per my knowledge, I think we have conducted more than around 20 batches in this Power BI. Most of them are, almost I can say all of them are. As I think only one or two has used only premium license. I think most are holding that pro license here. I think you should be holding the pro license. No worry, we'll check that. What is the license we are holding? We'll see that before the end of the session today. So there are two things. One is Power BI Desktop. I think you are already installed that Power BI Desktop. Power BI Services, it's not required to be installed. You have to go to online and open it. We'll see that later. By today evening, we'll see how to use the Power BI Services. Now we are going to use this Power BI Desktop. On Power BI desktop, the advantage is you will get an update literally every month. You will get an update every month. And yearly you will have 11 updates. 1 month you may not have an update. January they will not give an update because December is there a holiday for Microsoft. I think they will not give an update in January. February to December you will have 11 updates. 11 updates. So the latest update is November 2025. I hope some people are using October also. No problem. We'll check that. There are some changes between October and November. And we'll have update literally every month. There is an advantage and disadvantage in getting this update. What is the advantage of getting a new updates? You will get a new features. New features will be available. There is one disadvantage of getting new update also. What is the disadvantage? File size will get reduced. The disadvantage is if you are not using Power BI for 2 or 3 months, after 3 months, if you open Power BI, you will get surprised. Sometimes you will get shocked also. Entire screen would have changed. Even you can see October version, November version, there is a small change. The important tool which uses as a card that was missing in November, but it was there. It was hidden in some other area. So you have to practice it more frequently. 1 month if you are not practicing, then it's a real challenge. Next month if you open, you can see our screen would have changed. They will not do it drastically. Immediately they will not do it. They will do it gradually. So 2 or 3 months if you are not opening Power BI, that's the biggest challenge. So you have to practice it parallelly. After the session is over, you have to do it practice at least monthly, create 2 or 3 reports at least. Or at least open Power BI and see Power BI at least monthly once or twice. Right? That's the disadvantage of having the latest version. So everyone is having the Power BI desktop. So let us open the Power BI desktop now. So go to the start. I already created the shortcut key for this Power BI. If you have the shortcut key, you can use it, or you can go to the search box and you can type the Power BI desktop. So Power BI desktop. I will explain what is the hierarchy, what are all the workflows in Power BI. We'll see that later. So let me open this Power BI desktop now. I am opening Power BI desktop and I recommend everyone to please practice it parallelly. Whatever I am trying here, I recommend you to practice it parallelly. If you are not getting what I am getting on my screen, please stop me, ask me there itself. I can repeat it any number of times, n number of times. So this is my Power BI welcome screen. On the right hand side, left hand side, of course, you should be getting your file name and your software name. Right hand side, you should get your name. You should have signed in. If you are not signed in, please sign in. If you are not signed in, you cannot publish your report. You can create a report, you can save the report, but you cannot publish it. Please sign in with your email ID. That's the email ID which you are using for Office 365 login. Same email ID, you can use it here. Your name at Daimler, yes. When you come for Power App and Power Automate, I have seen a different IDs. TB? TBDI. Because when you come for the Power App and Power Automate training, I have seen the different TBDI or some other ID. Okay. So you can use anything. Okay. So please sign in. If you are already signed in, fine. If you are not signed in, sign in. Or you can sign in later also, because we are not going to publish any report now. Maybe by today evening, maximum try to sign in. And this is my home screen, where you can see different types of data sources are available. What is the data source? How to use the data source? We'll explore it. And recommended reports will be displayed here. And a recently opened report and some report which is shared with me is available here. There is a difference between sharing and publishing. Publishing is different, sharing is different. Sharing is just like an Excel file. I can share a file to anyone within my team, anyone within the team. Excel as X, this will be PBIX. You can share the file. If someone has shared the file, that file will be displayed here. We'll understand what is sharing, what is publishing. We'll see it later. And of course, this is a recently opened file will be there. Sign out, closing out, coming out of the Power BI. and update options and settings. We'll explore it. This is your office button, backstage. If you want to do something on the backstage settings and options, you can come here. About is the one where we are going to check the version of Power BI. So when I click on the about, it will open a window and it will show you the version. It will open a blank report. If you click on the about, it will open a blank report. On a blank report, it will show you the version. What is the version of Power BI you are using? That's one method. Another method is also available. Let me open a blank report. Either you can click on about and see what is the version, or I will open a blank report as of now. I will open a blank report. Now I want to check what is the version of Power BI. So now you can go to the help. Under help, you can see the first one called as about. So either you can click on the about on the welcome screen itself, or go to the help and click on the about. It will show you what is the version of Power BI. Yes. The version is November 2025. Anyone with October 2025 here? Only one? Two? Few people are getting upgraded, right? So you are upgraded? April. You had April. So you are upgrading now. Okay. It will be a... Not records. October is okay. So they are using very old version. They are upgrading. Okay, October, November is fine, no issues. I think it will get upgraded, no issues. If you are using more frequently, at least every month you are using it at least once or twice, it will get upgraded automatically. Next month, if you open it, every month you may expect between 10th and 20th of every month. Maybe tomorrow you may expect a version. Between tomorrow to 20th, they will add a new version. December version will be launched between 10th and 20th of every month. So we expect the December month update maybe in this week or next week. Okay, as of now, it's November 2025 or October 2025 is also okay. Right. So let us open a blank report. Let me start with the introduction. What are all the elements, what are all the components, and what are all the options available in Power BI. Let me start with a small introduction here. Of course, most of you knows this, but still I'm giving an introduction. On the top, we can see your file name and your software name. This entire area put together, we call this as title bar. Below the title bar, this whole area, below the title bar, this whole area put together. File, home, insert, modeling, view, the whole area put together. We call this as ribbons. Olden days, we call it as a menus and menu bars. Before 2007, we call it as menus and menu bars. Now it's not menus. We call this as ribbons. This is called as ribbon. On the ribbon, the first button available here, the first button available on the ribbon, file. This one is called as office button. That is the backstage of your Power BI. Office button, backstage of your Power BI. Backstage, background, backstage, you want to do something, then we can use this office button. Backstage. Home, insert, and modeling. There is a home, there is a insert, there is a modeling. These are all called as tab. Home is a tab, insert is a tab, modeling is a tab. A special tab will appear. A special tab will appear here. Whenever you do something, a special tab will appear. When you insert a measure, when you insert a table, when you insert some new things, a special tab, you can see, when you insert a visual also, you will see a special tab appearing there. That special tab will change. Based on the option which you are using, the tab will keep on changing. That's why the tab is called as contextual. Contextual tab. So that tab which is appearing on, which will appear whenever you do something new, that is called as contextual tab. Below the tab, for example, when you go to below the home tab, there is a clipboard, there is a data, there is a query. clipboard, data, query. These are all called as, all these things called as groups. Clipboard is a group, data is a group, query is a group. Why I explaining this at the first session is maybe today and tomorrow I will say click on the ribbon. On the ribbon under the group, click on this button. So you should understand which is the ribbon, which is the tab, which is the group. Whatever I am explaining now, it's not only for Microsoft Power BI, it's common for all the Microsoft Office tools, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, Access, anything, any Microsoft tools. And all the other buttons available here, this cut, copy, paste, all the other buttons available here, we call this as commands. All the other buttons available here, we call it as commands. Okay? Clear? Can I close this? Don't worry, I will repeat this more frequently today and tomorrow. I believe you should understand this. You should understand this. Right? Now, on the left hand side of your Power BI desktop, there are 3 or 5 types of views. 5 types of views. If you are using just 2 months, maybe October is okay. Suppose we are using a September or the earlier month, you may get only 4 tabs. If you are using last year, 2024, you will get only 3 views. You will get only 3 views. Now we have 5 views. What is this 5 view? The first view, view number 1. This is your report view. This is your report view. This is where we are going to create our report. This is where we are going to create our visuals. Our visuals will be created here. Our reports will be created in this view. If you come to this view only, you can create a report. You can create a dashboards. You can create a visuals. Second, this is your table view or a data view. This we call it as a table view or a data view, where we can see our data or a table. I'm importing a table from Excel or SQL. I want to see the table. I want to see the columns and rows. So you can see it in a table format here, data format here. Second one. Third, this one is your model view. This is your model. So what is the usage of the model view is you can create a relationship between the table. I have multiple tables. Someone has told I have 10 tables. I want to consolidate all the 10 tables. I want to make a report based on the 10 tables. So you can use this model or a relationship view. Fourth one, we have one more view called as DAX. What is DAX? DAX is the abbreviation or full format of DAX is data. Sorry. Yes, data analysis expression. In Excel, to create a formula or to create a function, I think you know it. We are using an idea to create formula and function in Excel. We use FX, correct? Through the FX only all the formulas and functions are created in Excel. Same like if you want to create a formulas and functions in Power BI, we have to go with the DAX. We have to go with the DAX. DAX is used for creating the formulas and functions and measures. Anyway, we are going to explain the DAX tomorrow. All the 4 visuals, all the 4 options, we are going to see it tomorrow, today or tomorrow. The last one, there is a last one available here, TMDL. There is one more option available here, TMDL. Table, model, data, language. So what is this table model data languages? So you can create a relationship based on the two tables using a diagrammatic view. Using a diagram, drag and drop, you can create a relationship. But if you want to create a relationship through a coding, through a query, through a script, you want to write a script for it, you want to write a coding for it, then we can use this TMDL. Unfortunately, this TMDL, we will not see it today or tomorrow. Probably we will see it in the second level of Power BI, because we have to learn some codings and we have to learn some scripting for it. So today and tomorrow we are going to see no scripting, no coding, no zero coding or zero scripting here. Dragging and dropping we are going to create. Even the formulas, functions also we are not going to do. Maybe only once we'll write a simple formula or less coding. Less coding we are going to do it. If you have to do some coding or scripting, then we can go to the TMDL, which unfortunately, as I told, we are not going to see it today or tomorrow. Maybe in the second level of Power BI training, we'll be seeing it. Okay. Excel is a workbook which will have list of sheets. PowerPoint is a presentation which will have list of slides. Power BI is a reporting tool which will have list of pages. You can see pages will be there. Page 1, page 2, page 3. You can have multiple pages here. And while creating the pages, two types of layouts are possibly available. Two types of layout. You can see two layouts are available here. Desktop layout, mobile layout. I'm going to share this file to my colleagues, to my subordinates, to my superiors or someone else. How they are going to see the report, whether they are going to see the report in a desktop screen like a laptop here, or they are going to see the report in their mobiles. If they are going to see the report in the mobiles, how should be my layout? Which is the first one, which is the second one, which is the third one? So if they are seeing in a desktop, how should be the layout? So you can set a layout. I think you would have seen it. If you open a website, a particular website in your mobile, the layout will be different. Same website, if you open it in your laptop, the layout will be different, correct? Even you can check with your company website itself. Open your company website on your mobile, the layout will be different. Same website, if you open it on the desktop, the layout will be different. So we can set our own layouts. Don't worry, Power BI will help us to set it. It's not required, we have to manually do that. Power BI will help us. So two types of layout. By default, desktop layout, because now I'm going to do it on the desktop only. Right. And this area, this whole area put together, you can see this whole area where we can see the white space, this area, the whole area put together, we call this as entire working area. This is the area where we are going to work. This area is called as canvas. This is called as canvas. In canvas, there are three areas, the dotted lines. One dotted line on the lines on the left hand side. Right hand side also you can see the dotted lines. And on the bottom also you can see a dotted lines. You will be seeing some dotted lines on the top. Now it's hidden actually. There is a dotted line on the top also. It's hidden. We'll see how to activate it. So could you tell me what is this dotted lines indicating? Margins. Very good. These are all the margins, or we can call it as boundary also, your wish. Margins. So you can create a report within the margin. You cannot go outside the margin. Within the report, you can create. Within the margin, you can create the report. So this is your margin area. Right. And three types of filtering. You can see on the right hand side, three tabs are available. Tab number 1, filter. Tab number 2, visual. Tab number 3, data. By default, it's available. Later, you may get some other tabs also. Later, you will be getting it. As of now, we expand the filter. There are three types of filtering. Suppose, assume I am creating a visual. Assume that I am creating a visual here. I am creating a small visual here. I am creating a visual chart. Maybe I have created customer-wise, what is the sum of sales? I have created a chart. I have thousands of customers, but I want only my top 10 customers. you can filter a top 10 customer. There is an option of filtering a particular visual. Particular visual can be filtered. And there is one more option where we can filter a particular page. Suppose you have branches, Chennai and other things. In this page, I want to see only the particular branch report. Other branch report, I don't want to see it in this page. So I can filter only the particular branch. And third, filter all pages. Suppose I have 20 pages. Suppose I click a particular year, 2025. In all the 20 pages, I want to see only the 2025 report. All the 20 pages has to be filtered. For this, we can use this filter. 3 types of filtering, which is impossible when you are using some other tool other than Power BI. Excel, we don't have it. Excel, we can filter a table, we can filter a chart. We cannot filter a page, we cannot filter a multiple pages, which is not possible. But here you can do it. 3 types of filtering. Filter a visual, filter a page, filter all pages. Don't worry, everything we are going to see in depth. Just I'm giving an introduction of everything. Right. Then we have 3 options under the visualization. When you go below the visualization, first one, of course, it says build visual. This button is used for building or creating or inserting a visual. So if you want to insert a visual, you can use this button. So under this button only you can see all types of visuals are available. And under the visual, the properties of visuals will be available here. So this is where we are going to insert a visual. After inserting a visual, I want to format that visual. Format. So there is a second button available here, formatting the visual. This is for format. Third. Unfortunately, third is not visible. Third is not visible, but we can see it later. Third, there will be one more option available, but the why it's not visible is because we didn't create any visual. After creating the visual, there will be one button appearing here that is for analyzing your visual, analysis of your visual, fixing the target, forecasting. Forecast, suppose my 10-month sales or production is going like this, how will be my 11th month? If you want to forecast it, I want to put a trend, I want to find out whether above average or below average, I want to write a target line. For everything, we can use this analysis. That's the third one. So first is for inserting, second is for formatting, third is for analyzing. The last one, there is one more tab available here, data. Here is the where you will see all your, after importing the data here. Suppose I'm going to get the data, import the data from Excel or some other tool. All your table name and your column names will be displayed here. All the column names will be displayed. Using this column names displayed here, we will create a report like a pivot table. I think you would have seen in pivot table, all the column names will be displayed. You have to drag and drop, you have to create a report, correct? Same like you will get all the column names here, you have to drag and drop and you have to create a report. Finally, the last one, I think you know it, plus and minus is your zoom slider, increase or decrease the percentage of your view. Okay? That's it about the introduction. What are all the elements, what are all the components available in Power BI desktop? Yes. Before moving further, as of now, whatever we have learnt, any questions, doubts, queries? Yes? Which one? This area. After importing your report, you will get the, suppose I am importing an Excel sheet. You will get the sheet name here and you will get all the column names available in that sheet here. Suppose I have a customer table, I have a customer name, customer ID and other things will be displayed. So based on this column only, we are going to drag and drop and we are going to create a report. Like a pivot table. When you create a insert pivot, you will list all the column names will be displayed. You will drag and drop and create it. Same like the column names will be displayed here. Okay. Right? Any other? Clear? If you don't have the doubts, there are two reasons. One is, if you understood everything, you will never get a doubt. Second one, nothing understood also, you will never get a doubt. But I believe you understood everything, correct? But the challenge is, you can understand everything here because I am teaching parallelly, you are working, you can understand everything here. The challenge will start tomorrow evening after the session is over. After 4:30, if you open your laptop, everything will become blank. No other go. Please, please, please practice it after the session. Right? So, maybe when you prefer a break? 10:30. What is your preferred time? 10:30. Okay. Then I will start some introduction. Lunch is scheduled 12:30. Break, I think tea break we can decide. So 10:30. Then it's okay. Right? So let me start with the introduction. We cannot see everything at the moment. We'll start from the basics. I think you would have received a folder. There is a folder called as Power BI exercise. I hope you have downloaded that folder already and you have unzipped it. Please unzip it. Don't open it straight away. There is a Power BI exercise folder. It's around 1 MB small file. Right click on it and extract it. Extract all and put it in a particular folder and have it, because this is the folder which we are going to work today and tomorrow. Okay. Everyone has got it? And he extracted it. There is a file called as 01 transaction data. Sorry. There is a Excel file called as 01 transaction data. Please open the file. Please open the file 01 transaction data. So this is an Excel file where we have some rows and columns. This is a file which we are going to now import this data to Power BI and we are going to create a report based on this data. Now tell me, and I told you there are around 10 lakh rows and 16,000 columns available in Excel. How do we check that? It's very simple. On the top left corner, you can see there is a name box available. Increase the width of this name box. You can see the name box A1. This is the name box. Go to the 3 dot area and increase the width of this name box so that I can see fully. Approximately manually increase the width of the name box. And between A and 1 there is a triangle. Could you tell me what will happen if I click on the triangle? Select all. But don't just click it, click and hold it. When you click and hold, you can see on the top, it will show you how many rows and how many columns are available in one Excel sheet. Morning I told you, no, don't note it, I will show it later. So this is the one, 10,48,576 rows, 16,384 columns in one Excel sheet. This is an Excel sheet. So in Excel sheet, this is the maximum number of rows and columns. Right. Now this table, I want to import this table into Power BI and we are going to create a report. Could you tell me whether this data is 100% clean or if there is any problem in this data, or this data is perfect? You have to tell me whether the data is perfect or any problem in this data. There are some problems. Space. Where is the space, sir? Where is the space? In between, payment mode is empty. Okay, payment mode is empty. In between, there are some empty rows. Very good. After 210, there are some empty rows, empty columns. Okay. Right column doesn't have any header. Header, there is no heading proper. Okay. Because my first row is having some title. That's not a part of the heading. My heading is somewhere else here. I think there is one unwanted columns available here. There is some unwanted columns. This column has to be removed. We'll remove that columns, unwanted columns later. There is a, after net profit without the heading, there is a dummy column here. That column has to be removed. These are all the things which we can do it in Power BI itself. Don't do it in Excel. So there are some problems in the data. There are some problems. Now, for example, let me go to the last row. How can I go to the last filled row? How can I go to the last filled row? Is on your keyboard, we have a shortcut key, Control End. control end. Some laptops you have to press control function end, which will go to the last filled row, which will go to the last filled column. Last filled row. So this is the last filled row on my table. I think the last filled row is around 3291. This is my last data, where my last data is residing. This is the area where my last data is residing. Here is where our last data. Please remember this. There is a reason why I am asking you to remember. There are around 3291 rows totally available. 4,200 invoices are there totally. The last for invoice number is 4,200. So this data, you have found some problem. There are some empty rows, empty columns, unwanted rows, unwanted columns available. Fine. Let me go to the very first cell now. Control home. It will go to the very first cell. Sorry, control home. Control function home or control home will go to the very first cell. Some laptops you have to press control function home. Some laptops you have to press control home to go to the very first cell. Before loading this data into Power BI, I recommend to please close this file. I recommend to close it. It's not mandatory to close it. My recommendation to close it, because sometimes it may throw an error. It may not give you the right result. So better to close the file. Control W is the shortcut key for closing that particular file. Control W. It's asking us to save. If you want to save, you can save it. Because I didn't do anything, any changes in this. I recommend don't do any create formulas, functions, don't do anything in Excel, do everything in Power BIs or Power Queries. Now let me close this. With saving, without saving is your wish. I didn't do anything here, so I'm not saving it. I'm coming out of this. Now this data, we are going to load this data into Power BI and we are going to create a report. Before that, you should understand the hierarchy of Power BI or workflow of the Power BI. What is the workflow of the Power BI is? First, what are we going to do? First, we are going to get the data. You are going to get the data. Second, after getting the data, you have to transform the data. Get the data, transform it. What is mean by transforming? Cleaning up. Converting your data into a proper, usable, meaningful data. Usable, meaningful data. So transforming. Third, after transforming, we have to load the data. After loading, we have one more chapter that we are going to see, modeling the data. Probably we'll see that later. Then we are going to create a report of the data. First, to get the data, transform the data, load it and report it. Finally, after reporting, we have to publish it. This is the workflow of your Power BI. If you are going to attend this Power BI for 2 days, 4 days, 6 days, 10 days, any number of days, this is the workflow. These 5 things you are going to do. If you come for the advanced level of Power BI also, same concept. Maybe you will see the advanced level of getting, advanced level of transforming, advanced level of loading and reporting and publishing. That's all. Cleaning up, converting your data into meaningful, usable data. Okay. Get means we are going to get the data from where? From where we can get the data. Now, from where we are going to get the data now? Excel. But as of now, we are going to get it in Excel. But normally we can get the data from any data source. Any data source in the world. Any data source. It can be from SAP, Oracle, SQL, text file, CSV file, PDF file, image file, anything. Only thing is it should be in the tabular format, rows and columns. You should have it in a table format, rows and columns. So any data source in the world, you can get it. Get the data from any data source in the world.
Sir,
Yes.
is it possible to get the data? Then we will get the data back.
Of course, 100%.
Means
Of course you can. If you have the permission, you can do that. The question mark is you should have the permission for it. You have permission, you can get it straight away from the web. Correct. That is going to be the future actually. Last 25 years, I'm saying Excel. Excel as I'm living because of Microsoft Excel. But nowadays, last 4 or 5 years, I'm saying stop using Excels. So why people are using Excel only, as he has told, download only people are using Excel. Otherwise, I think most of the people now started using Power BIs and creating the reports in Power BI. So straight away you can connect the report and you can get it. That's why I think Microsoft is promoting something called as One Lake. The One Lake is in your company itself. You can have various types of data sources. Correct? One can be Excel, one can be SQL, another can be in another software. I think there is a new software added here. SAP is available on your system. The finance people are using SAP. Some people are using ERPs. So various data source, SQL, Oracle. But One Lake will connect everything, and One Lake is 100% secured. Why people are not giving the permission for you to connect it to SAP, SQL, Oracle is because of the security reason. If you are able to connect it, then anyone can download the data and they can corrupt your data. But One Lake is connected to every data with security control. I think One Lake, in your company also, they started using One Lake and Fabric.
Yes.
One Lake. 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 So, using One Lake, I think in future, that's what you will be doing in future. So, no need to have Excel. In Excel is just an interface. It's not required. Download the data into Excel, then create a report in Power BI. So, straight away, we can connect it through your data source. The Excel intermediate is not required. That is going to be your future. If you have the permission, you can connect it. But I will tell you how to connect it. If you have the permission, you can get connected to any source in the world. Right. After getting the data, we are going to transform the data. As I told, we are going to clean up the data, remove the unwanted rows and unwanted columns, and merging, appending, comparing, writing formulas and functions. So everything we are going to do it here. Where we are going to do it is, we are going to do it to a tool called as Power Query. Through Power Query, we are going to transform, or through Power Query only we are going to transform the data. First, we are going to get the data, clean up it, transform it, make it as a meaningful, useful, clean data, then load it. Where we are going to load the data, we will be loading the data into Power BI desktop. Okay. After loading the data, we are going to make a reports, visuals, charts, tables, visuals. Where are we going to create a visual? Once again in Power BI desktop. Once again through Power BI desktop, we are going to create these reports. Finally, we will be publishing it. Where are we going to publish it? We are going to publish it in Power BI services. Very good. That's it. This is what we are going to, at least by today evening, we have to publish one report. So by today evening, we have to do at least this. All the 5 things we have to do it. At least for one report, we have to do it. One flat file, we will do it. Tomorrow, we'll see about multiple files, multiple sheets, multiple location, multiple data source, which we'll see it tomorrow. Today, we have to do at least based on that one table, the transaction data. We have to get it, transform it, load it, report it, and publish it. But in Power BI, we have one more tool available. That is, we can get and we can straight away load it also. If you feel that your data is 100% clean, if you feel that your data is 100% clean, no problem in your data, you can straight away load it. But I suggest, my recommendation, always follow the hierarchy. Please get it, transform it, then load it, then report it, then. Even though if you see your data is clear, when you put it into Power Query only, there is a tool available. For checking your quality, your column quality, there is a specific tool available. Unknowingly, you would not recognize because the table may be very large. 1 lakh of data is available. There may be some error in the 80th row or the 1000th row or 20,000 rows. There may be some error. So that will be found through in that column quality. So there is a specific tool available to check your column quality. So better transform it and load it. Without transforming, if you load it, if there is an error, then you will get an error. Once again, you have to come back to transform. So better always follow the hierarchy. So get it, transform it, load it, report it, and publish it. Okay, so this is what we are going to see today. So the first process is getting. So we are going to get the data. How can I get the data here? Three possible methods are available to get the data. So I opened a blank Power BI 4, but as of now, let us start with 3 because 1 we already skipped it. Now you cannot see 3. First is file. Click on the office button, file, get data. Go to file. Under file, there is a get data available. Click on the get data. The data sources are listed here. Excel workbook, Power BI semantic model, data flow, SQL, Azure, text, web. But still, I am not able to find my data source here. If you are not able to find your own data sources, no problem. There is an option available, get data to get started. Get data to get started. So there are almost all the data sources in the world will be displayed here. All the data sources in the world. Suppose as he told, I want to get it from something like SAP. So go to the search box and you can type SAP. The SAP data source is available here. I want to get it from SQL. Sorry. SQL database will be there. So any source of databases. Dynamics. So the Dynamics data source. I don't know which is one. I think most of the things you will be using this Power BI 365, right? That's what normally corporate will use, but you have to check with your team also which Dynamics you are using. This is a older one. Legacy is a older one. So I think either on premises or this business center. As I told, you need a permission for username password. So this is method number 1 to get the data. Method number 2, home tab. On the home tab, you can see there is an option available to get the data. Get the data, Excel workbook. You can see, as I told, the 1 lake catalog is also available. This is what I'm talking about. So you have multiple data sources. A team who is going to create a report based on Dynamics. Same person is going to create a report based on SQL. Same person is going to create a report on Oracle. Same person who is going to get the data from Excel. No need to connect 4 times. Through 1 lake, they can connect everything. So for that, I think we can use this 1 lake. 1 lake, 1 username, password, you can connect any databases in the world. I think your company has started using 1 lake. Sooner you will get that 1 lake. So this is another method. Home tab, you can get the data. Third method, on the canvas area, you can see there is a get data available. On the canvas area also, you can see there is a get data. So out of the 3 methods, I think normally for everything you will have 2 or 3 methods, correct? To save a file, you can go to file and save it. You can see there is a tab available where we can save it using the save button. Control S is a shortcut key for saving. For everything, they will give you at least 2 or 3 options. For everything, they will give you 2 or 3 options minimum. 2 or sometimes you may have 4 or 5 options also. So out of the 3 options, my suggestion, my recommendation is the second one. Home tab, get data. Why I recommend the second one is it is 100% visible here, and I am using Excel more frequently. You can select the Excel straight away here, and I am using a particular database more frequently. You can create a particular database, or even you can create your own table also here. Your own table also you can create and you can connect it also. You can create a table in Power BI also. Okay, so I recommend to go with the second one. You can use anything, but I recommend to go with the second one. So using the second one, we'll see how to get it, how to transform it, how to load it. Before the lunch break, we should create a report, not publishing. Before today evening, we have to publish one report. So getting, transforming, loading, reporting, we will start before the lunch break today. That's our target. By today evening, we have to publish one report. That's our target. Okay. So as of now, I didn't get any data, I didn't do anything. So let us minimize this. Let us have this. And we'll see the other part probably after the break. So I'm just pausing the video. I'm not stopping it. I'm pausing the video. Yes. So before the break, we have seen about the workflow of Power BI. Getting the data, transforming the data, loading and then reporting and then publishing. Now we are in the first workflow, we are going to get the data. To get the data, we have possible three methods: file and get data, home get data, and canvas get data. I recommend the second method, home tab and get data. So let us go with the second method, or you can try with the first and third also. That's your wish. I will go with the second method, go to the home tab. Since I am going to get it from Excel, so straight away there is an option available in Excel. Or you can click on the arrow mark here, get data. Under get data also Excel workbook. And you can see there is one more option called as more. There is an option called as more, where all the data sources will be displayed here. The same like you can select your data sources here. So whichever you prefer, as I told, I prefer to go with the second one. Go to the home tab and I'll go to the Excel workbook. Home tab, I click on Excel workbook and let me select that file, browse it, and I'm going to select the file. I think I have pasted in, I have copied and extracted in a particular folder. I'll open the folder and I select that file, 01 trans data. 01 trans data is my file. So I select that file, 01 trans data. Open it. So I click on open. So as I told, if you have anything, if you are facing any challenges, if you are not able to see what I am seeing on the screen, stop me and ask me there itself. So it's going to the navigator screen. This is my navigator. Yes.
So it is, I have also saved in the desktop, but why it is not popping up?
Have we extracted that file? Have we extracted it?
Yeah.
Extracted means then it will be, if you are not extracted, then it may not be displayed because it is zip file. You need extracting. That's what I told you. Extract. Told you how to extract and extract it. Now it's there. This is your file. Power BI exercise 4. Now open Excel. Power BI. Data. Without extracting, cannot open. Where is the file? Where is the file? Extracted it. Where is it? Hold on. Right click. Right click. It is still extract. It's all right. Well, if it's extracting, you can keep it. If without extracting, you cannot see the file. Zip file. You have to extract all the zip file, not only in Power BI, everything in the world. If it is a zip file, you have to extract it. Without extracting, you cannot use it. You can open it. In the Windows Explorer, you can open it, but you cannot see that file. You cannot use that file. So, I am opening that file. I hope everyone has landed into the screen, navigator screen. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes. In this navigator screen, there are two options available. Option number 1, that is on the top, your file name. This is your file name. 01 trans data is your file name. Below that, you can see the sheet name is displayed here. And one more option is available, suggested table and table 1. Power BI is giving some suggested table. But actually, I don't suggest this suggested table. The reason is, what will happen? Suppose assume that in a source data, that Excel file, I have filtered a particular data. This Excel file is having some region-wise, state-wise, city-wise. Suppose I filtered only for a particular state. So what this Power BI will think is they have filtered only that particular state. They want only that state report. Only that state report will be visible here. And suppose I took a printout. I have 20 pages. I took a printout of first 2 pages. Then only that first 2 pages will be available under the suggested table. So I want the entire table. I don't want a part of the table. So if you want the entire table, we have to transform it. We have to decide whatever we want it. We don't want it. We want to decide. So then better to go with this option. So don't use this. Don't use this because it's a suggested one which is based on your source data. If I filtered some source data, only the filtered will be available. If I took a printout, only the printout area will be available. That's the thing I recommend this one. So when I click this invoice performance, I click it. We can see there are two options available on the bottom: load, transform, and cancel. Unfortunately, this load and transform is graded out, it's deactivated. Could you tell me why this graded out, why it's deactivated here? Because we didn't select it. I have clicked it, but I didn't select it. How do we select this? There is a checkbox available. Using the checkbox, when I select the checkbox only, it's selected. Until that, it was not selected. So we have clicked it, but we have not checked it. You have to select this. Yes. Now this two option was activated, load and transform. So please do select this and load transform. Okay. Yes. Come on. Oh, you came late. So go to get data home, Excel workbook. You have extracted that file which we have Power BI exercise. You extracted it. Then go to Excel workbook. Very simply, we select that file. 01 trans data. Open it. It comes to the navigator. In the navigator, it's giving two files. One is this file name and sheet name. Bottom, it will show you something like suggested table. Don't do that. Suggested table will give you only the filtered data. Only the print. Suppose I took a printout, means it will show you only the printout data, not the entire table. If you want the entire data, then you have to click this. But still this load and transform is not activated because we didn't select it. To select this, you have to make a tick on this. That's all. That's what we did as of now. Right? All are here? Now tell me, you have to suggest me. There are three options: load, transform, cancel. Very good. Normally, whenever you see a menu like this, we will never read it. We'll say okay. Usually. In the button okay, we okay, put the word. We'll say the okay and we'll come out of this. But here, don't do it. Please read it and don't load it. Load means, can you tell me where it will go if I load it? It will go to? It will go to Power BI desktop. Very good. Transform, it will go to Power Query. Very good. I recommend to go to Power. Always follow the hierarchy. Even I told you, getting straight away you can load it. But don't do that. Always follow the hierarchy. Always. My suggestion, my recommendation, even I'll dictate it. Better to go with transform data. So I click on transform data. Yes. Now for the first time, we are landing into Power Query editor. So this is your Power Query editor. Is the Power Query editor a separate software? Not at all. It's inbuilt in Microsoft Power BI itself. When you place the cursor over this Power BI icon on your taskbar, there is a Power BI icon. When you place the cursor, you can see two windows are appearing parallelly. One is that Power BI desktop window. There is a Power Query editor window. That means it's part of Power BI. It's not a separate window. Excel means you can see a separate window. Outlook means separate window, but it's not a separate window. It's one window. We have two split. That means it's part of Power BI itself. So we have landed into the Power Query. In Power Query, on the left hand side, your table name is displayed here. As of now, we have only one table. Tomorrow, we are going to explore multiple tables. Today, we have only one table. That one table is displayed. Here, you should not call it as a table or a sheet. When it comes to Power Query, the name changes. It's query. We call it as query. Furthermore, we don't call it as a table or a sheet or anything. It's a query. So query, and all your, like a table, all your columns and rows are available here. On the right hand side, there is something called as query settings. I will explain what is the query settings. So three things you have to do it mandatorily. Mandatory, three things you have to do here. What are all the three things you have to do here? First, which one? Invoice performance. It's the name of that sheet. The Excel sheet name. That name of that Excel sheet is invoice performance. That's a table name. Open that source data and check. Okay. Now three things which we are going to do is, Other things are your wish, but 3 things I recommend to do it in any Power Query is, first, you have to check whether your data is green. What is that green? How to check the green? I will explain. Second, you have to check whether your data is having a proper heading. Third, you have to check whether your data type is correct. This is the 3 important things you have to check. 3 important things you have to check in Power Query. 3 things you have to check. Other things are optional. If you want to do it, you can do it. If you don't want, you can leave it also. 3 things you have to check here. Whether your data is green. Second is your data is having a heading. Third is your data is having a proper data type. These 3 are mandatory. These 3 are important. So let us think one by one. Let us do one by one. First, let me start with this green. So I want to check whether my data is green or not. How do I check whether my data is green or not? After loading the data here on your sheets, below every column heading, there is column 1, column 2, column 3, there are column heading. Below column headings, you can see one line is penetrating here. A green line is penetrating here. You can see this green line. So this line should be 100% green. If it is green, then this column is okay. Perfect. You can load it. If this column is 100% green, then you can load it. But there is some gray. Actually, you will get 3 colors here. 3 colors. First color is, of course, green. Green means no problem. Perfectly clear. You'll have one more color that is gray. If you are getting a gray, that means there is a problem, but we can solve it. That problem can be solved. You will get one more color, red. What does that red color indicate? There is a problem in the data, but we cannot solve it here. It has to be solved in your source table. Correct. Source. Only source has to be solved here because there is a bigger problem. Like NA. In Excel, sometimes NA, ref error. So sometimes you will get an error like that in the source data. So you have to solve it in the source data. Or you have to remove the data from here. Or the data has to be removed or data has to be deleted here in your Power BI. Okay. So 3 types. One is green, no problem. Gray, there is a problem. We can solve it. Red, solve it in the source or remove it. Or remove the table. Or remove the data from your source. So first I want to check the green. So here, let me check green. I think around 90% there is a green. There is some gray. I want to know why there is a green, why there is a gray. Green, of course, it's clear. Why there is a gray? I want to know why there is a gray. So place the cursor over, exactly over that green or gray. When you place the cursor, you have to exactly place it on the green or gray. Yes. You can see a small menu is popping out and it's saying 3 things. 973 data are valid. That's green. 973 data are valid means green. No problem. 0 error, red. No reds. 27 M, that is gray. So first one is 973 data are valid is green. That's a green. That's the reason for green. 0 error. No error. So no reds. 27 is empty. So there is a gray. That's the reason there is a gray here. So 27 rows are empty. But the problem is, that's the reason I asked you to check it before on the source data. 973 plus 27. Could you tell me how many rows? 973 plus 27 is 1000. There's only 1000 rows available on my source. There is more than 3000 rows, but here I am getting only 1000. Why? What is the reason I am getting the? What happened to other 2200 rows? No, including the space only, it's saying 973 plus 27 is empty. So including the 27 rows, there cannot be 2000 rows empty, which is impossible. 2000 rows are not empty. So what Power Query will do is, normally, suppose I want to check the quality. Suppose you assume that you are manufacturing some products. Thousands of products you are manufacturing. I want to check only the first 10 products. If first 10 products is okay, all my 100 products or 1000 products should be okay. That's the concept of Power BI. It is checking. I may have lakhs and millions and trillions of rows. It will check only with the first 1000 rows. By default. By default, it will check only the first 1000 rows. If first 1000 rows is okay, the entire data should be okay. That's the default one Power Query. But I want to check. Sometimes I may get an error in 3000 rows also. So I want to check the entire data set. Then what you have to do it is, there is an option available on the bottom. On the sheet you can see there is a bottom area on the bottom. Column proofing based on top 1000 rows. So it is taking top 1000 rows. I don't want top 1000 rows. I want to check the entire data set. Just click here. Column proofing is based on entire data set. Now if I place the cursor over this gray, yes, 3201 are valid, 89 or I think 3002 you said something, 3200 and something. So the entire data set is shown here.
So can you come again? I'm sorry.
So just go to the bottom here, and there is by default there will be an option at the last, column proofing based on 1000 rows. I select column proofing based on entire data set. Just click it. Just click it, you will get a check mark on that. Now place the cursor over that green or gray, you will get all the entire 1000 rows, 3000 rows. Okay? Yes, madam, got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But why by default it's 1000 is because here the table is very small. We have 3200 rows. Suppose I have 3 million rows. If you want to check all the 3 million rows, it may slow down your process. Correct? I have manufacturing thousands of products. I'm checking only 10 minutes. It's very fast. At 10 minutes, I can check it. But I want to check all the 1000 parts means then it may take some time. So that's the reason. By default, it is checking 1000. If you want to check the entire data set, it may take some time. 3000 is okay. Sometimes 3 million, 30 million crores of data are available. Then it may take some time. But whatever you are going to do, you are going to do only once in your lifetime for this data. For this data, you are going to do it only once in your lifetime. So better, my suggestion is check for the entire data source. That's my suggestion. Because there may be error happening in 3000 rows. Sometimes error may happen in 50,000 rows anywhere. So better to check the entire data set. That's my suggestion. So I am checking the entire data set. So there are 89 rows empty. But I don't like to place the cursor every time here. Every time I have to place the cursor and I have to check how many rows are empty, how many rows are valid. Instead, every column I have to go here, exactly I have to place the cursor. Exactly I have to place the cursor. I'm not satisfied with this. Can I have some other option to check my data source, check my column quality? Yes. Go to the tab called as View. There is a tab View available on Power Query. Go to the tab View. Column Quality. There is a checkbox called as Column Quality. Just enable that checkbox. Just to make a tick mark. Only once. After this, it's automatically enabled. If it is automatically enabled. After this. For all the data set, this will be automatically. It's a default one for all the data set. So let me go to the View and I select the Column Quality. Now, below every column, it will show you the column quality. But fortunately, unfortunately, it shows in a percentage format. 97% are valid, 0 are error, 3% are empty. Now, one more advantage of enabling the column quality is no need to place the cursor exactly on this green. You can place the cursor anywhere else on this area. Anywhere else on this area. Not required you have to place it here. Anywhere else on this area, you can place the cursor. Now it will show column quality. Okay. So this is to check the column quality. And to do some other activities. For example, I want to know, just an example, I want to know in a state or in a city, how many repeated values are there, how many blanks are there. So I want to check this. There are two other methods available. Suppose I select the state name, I can go to the View tab, under View tab, Column Profile. Column Profile. Select the column profile. On the bottom, I selected the column called as state. You have to select some columns. Without selecting the column, this may not work. You select the column where we have some alphabetical values. Number values you may not get properly. Go to the alphabetical values and select the entire column and go to the View and Column Profile. On the left hand side, it shows there are 3291 data available totally. 0 errors, 89 empties, 17 distinct. That means 17 distinct values. That is 17 distinct values. 17 state names are, is it state name? 17 state names are there. There are 17 states available in this list. MT is 0, Bihar is minimum, maximum. Why Bihar is minimum and West Bengal is maximum? It's not as per your data. As per your data size, I think Karnataka is having more data. When you place the cursor here, you can see Karnataka is having 235 records, 7% of whole data. So this is actually more compared to Bihar. But why Bihar is coming on the top is alphabetically, correct. Alphabetically, which is the first state, alphabetically, which is the last state. Alphabetical order, minimum, maximum. This is not based on your data set. This is based on your alphabetical order. Unique means the heading is unique, sir. Heading is displayed only once, sir. Actually, we have to promote the heading. That are the things we have to clean up. We didn't clean up the table. We didn't clean up the... By default is here. Here, whatever the things available, you can utilize it. We cannot change the other part. We'll see. To change the maximum, if you want to change, there will be 3 dot. Based on that, you can do. But as of now, it will not be there. Nothing will be here. But you can go to Power BI and do it. This is for checking this. Formulas, functions, if you want to change the formula function, everything you can do it in BI. Power Query is not for analyzing. Cleaning up. This is helping us, that's all. And this is my column profile. And there is one more called as column distribution also. How many uniques, how many distincts. Well, I want to check how many uniques, how many distincts only. So uncheck that column profile. Column distribution. For column distribution, no need to select a particular column. You can just make a column distribution here. So it shows the column distribution of all the alphabetical values. So
Here it is not showing.
viewer, nothing is shown here. Then I think it's your .NET issues. I think when you load it also, you would have got some error. Restart your path. I think no menu will be available, means on the installation .NET is missing. Either restart the Power BI or restart the system. When you load it, it will throw an error actually.
From my side.
Ah.
So this is anyways coming green, okay? Because from the data source, you see that red will come, then we have to go and change the data source. What about gray?
Gray we can solve it here.
Huh?
We are going to solve it here.
We are going to solve.
All the grays we are going to. Just we are analyzing, we are going to solve it next time.
Because this is coming up as green, right? Red we understand if there is a it will come up in gray.
Gray, empties, null.
It is also over here.
So that's what is showing gray. You can see the null.
This will here.
There's a gray. And some part will be gray. It means in this column, this 7 times same value would have been repeated. But region is unique, which is not repeated again. Region is my heading, which is only one time available. This entire time, some values are repeated only once, not repeated, displayed only once. Some values are repeated multiple times. That is 7 distinct, 1 unique. This was not repeated again and again. Heading. Actually, we should remove the unique, they should come to the top. Heading should be on the top. We didn't do that. We didn't do the cleaning. We have to do the cleanup. Okay. So this column profile and column distribution and column quality is to check, just for helping us to check. Actually, I don't recommend this column distribution should be on because your screen, it will swallow your screen. So let me remove that column distribution. Better to have the column quality. Now we have to make this as green and we have to clean up this data. So we have to make it as clean and we have to clean up the data. To do that, right hand side, on the right side, you can see there is query settings. There is an option called as query settings. By default, this query settings should be available. If it is not available, knowingly, unknowingly, you have closed this. That's our regular habit. Whenever a new menu will open, we'll never see it, we'll close it. In the menu, our first activity is to close it. So if we have closed this, no worries, we can get it back again. Go to the view tab again. Under the view tab, you can see the first button available, query settings. Query settings. What is this query settings? What is the purpose of the query settings? What is the usage of this query settings? By default, automatically some steps are applied here. Power Query has automatically applied some steps. Source, navigation, promoted header, change type. This is automatically applied by Power Query. You don't do anything. This is automatically, by default, some steps has been applied automatically. After this 4 steps, you are going to, or we are going to do something here. I am going to clean up the table. I want to remove this unwanted rows, unwanted columns. I want to clean up this data. So after this, whatever the steps you are going to do here, that will be noted here. That will be noted here by Power Query step by step. All the steps what you are going to do, that will be noted here one by one. You tell me, what could be the purpose or what is the stage of noting here all your steps? What is the purpose of noting it?
What we are changing.
You get the history of what you have done.
We can get the history. Very good. Super. We can see the history of whatever we did. Super. 1. Very good. Another. One advantage is history. Second. We can undo, we can edit it. If you made a mistake, very good. If you made a mistake, we can undo the activity, we can edit the activity. Superb. Very good. Then, first advantage is, as you rightly told, history. Perfect. Second is you can undo the activity. Third, one more very important advantage is,
We don't repeat the same mistake in the future. We get
excellent. We don't repeat it. Even if we repeat it also, Power Query will take care of it. Suppose the same error is happening. I think we have the data only till October or November 2025. Suppose I am going to add a new data November, December next year. Whatever the steps you have applied, it's automatically applied to your new data also. That's an advantage of this Power Query. That's the advantage of this applied steps. No need for repeating it again and again. I think I would have used the word, whatever we are going to do it now, it's only once on your lifetime for this data. Correct? Only once for the lifetime for this data. Don't do it later. You have to just put the data and leave it. Power Query should take care of it. That's the next advantage of this Power Query. And this is not only in Power Query. It's available in Microsoft Excel, Word and PowerPoint also. Correct? When I open Microsoft Excel, I am doing some activity here. Whatever the activity you are doing, Excel is noting down. Correct? That's why you are able to undo. Where it is noting it? On the top, next to the save, there is a button called as undo. If you go to the undo and there is an arrow mark very next to the undo in Excel, if you click this, whatever you are doing, that is noting it here. Correct? Same like Power Query is noting. But in Power Query, we are seeing it visibly. Excel, we are not able to see it visibly. But could you tell me how long we can use this undo in Excel? How long I can use that undo?
4 to 5 steps.
Only 5? Up to save?
Up to last step.
Are you sure? After saving, you cannot undo it. Are you sure? I'll open a file. I don't want to disturb my source data. I'll open some other file. Maybe some other file which I did something yesterday. I opened some other file here. This is a saved file. I am doing some activity here. I'll go to some file and I'll do some activity here. For example, I delete this data and I do some more data. I add some data and I'm doing something here. Now I'm saving it. Save. Now I cannot undo. I saved it. Control S. Or I'll go here and save it. Now I cannot undo it. Control Z. Undo will work. After saving also undo will work. Until someone has given the solution. Until you close this file. Until you close this file. After closing the file, you cannot undo it in Excel. But whereas in Power Query, whatever you are going to do now as a steps, It's permanently available lifelong. 4 years later, I want to come here and edit my data and modify my data. That's possible. So it's permanently visible here, not like Excel. It will go off after closing the file, but Power Query, it will be visible. That's an advantage of this Power Query settings. So please ensure this Power Query setting should be available. Very, very important. Today and tomorrow we are going to work more on this Power Query. Right? So, and my suggestion and a small warning is, whenever you do some steps, always do the steps after the last. Don't place the cursor somewhere else in the middle and add some steps. So other steps, other hierarchy will get collapsed. So better place the cursor on the last step and do it. Don't place the cursor somewhere else in the middle or somewhere else and do it. All the steps will get collapsed. Okay. So let me place the cursor on the last step. Now we are going to step into the cleaning process. We understood the usage of Power Query. Now we are going to clean up it. First, let me make it as green. Almost I'll try to make this data as a green. I place the cursor. Power Query is saying that there are 3201 data are valid, 89 data are empty. There is gray. Will Power Query help me with the suggestion? It's giving an error, okay. But will it give a suggestion? Yes. You can see it's giving a suggestion. The suggestion is remove empty. You can remove that empty. That's giving a suggestion for us. So either if you are okay with the suggestion, you can click on it. Or you can go to the 3 dotted. Under 3 dotted also, there are some more other suggestion. You can accept the suggestion. But I cannot say every time it will give you the right suggestion. Sometimes it may give you the wrong suggestion also. You cannot depend on the system. AI or any system we cannot depend on. We have to cross-check one more time. It's better you have to cross-check one more time. So I don't recommend this suggestion. I don't recommend it. If you want, you can use it, but I don't recommend it. I want to remove the empty rows here. So I don't recommend this one. It says remove empty. But my suggestion is Home tab. Go to the Home tab. Under Home tab, there is an option called as Remove Rows. Under Remove Rows, there is an option called as Remove Blank Rows. So go to the Home tab. Under Home tab, Remove Rows, Remove Blank Rows. Could you tell me what is the difference between that remove blank and remove blank rows? Is both are same. Remove blank and remove blank rows. Correct. Perfect. If this one is blank rows, if the entire row is blank, then it will delete this. Whereas the earlier one, blank means if there is a blank cell in a particular column, one cell is blank also, it will get deleted, even though the data is filled in the previous columns. So I don't recommend that. I think we have it in payment record or payment method. We have some empty. Maybe we will have not received the payment. The payment we will have received in some other mode. They didn't enter it. But that data we want it. The data we want it. So you should not remove the blanks. You should remove the blank rows. So that's why I recommend this blank rows. So let us go to the Home tab and I click on Remove Blank Rows. Yes. Remove blank rows. Yes. Now you can see the blank rows was removed. And you can notice here most of the data is turned into green. There is some green here. Now no grays, almost greens has gone, but there may be some gray. We will clean up one by one. There is a green here. Next is on the right hand side, you can see one step was automatically applied. Remove blank rows. If you don't want the step, suppose I unknowingly did the steps, I want to undo the step. Unfortunately, like Microsoft Excel or anything, you cannot use Control Z here. Control Z will not work here. So you have to go to this into mark next to this step. You can see on the left hand side of the step, there is a check mark. If I uncheck, if I do this, you can last step, you can undo it. But in Power Query, we have one more advantage. Before undoing, suppose I did the steps yesterday or did the steps 10 months or 10 days before, or someone in my team, they did it and they are sending it to me. I don't know what they did. They have removed the blank rows. Why they have removed the blank rows? How was my data before the blank rows? How was my data after the blank row? Can I check it? Yes. This is next advantage of this Power Query. Go to the previous step, before step. Click it. Yes. Before my table looks like this. After removing the table, click here. My table looks like this. So this is another advantage of Power Query. Before doing an activity, how was your data? After doing an activity, how was your data? These are all the advantage of this Power Query, which we cannot do it in other softwares, right? And one more advantage is you can give some meaningful name for the steps. Here I am able to understand. Remove blank rows, I am able to understand. But sometimes today or tomorrow we are going to do some stuff. When you write some formula function, we don't know what we did there exactly. So I can give some meaningful name for the steps. How do we give a meaningful name? Right click on the step, rename it, and give some name which you can understand or my team can understand. For example, let me say deleted all the empty rows. I am giving some meaningful name. Your wish. This is not mandatory. This is just for our reference we are giving a name. For our understanding we are giving a name. Okay? Any challenges? Now, yeah, any challenges, sir? Any problem? If you have any problems, any question, ask me. I can repeat it any number of times. Of discussing within yourself. If you discuss within yourself, I will go to the next topic. You may miss out the topic also. That's why I'm asking. Ask me. I can repeat it any number of times. Right? Now, next thing what I want to do, I asked you to check three things. First one is you have to make it as green. Second one is your heading is right or not. I think still there is some gray areas available. We'll do that. We'll clean up all the gray areas. Before that, I think my heading is not correct here. My heading is not correct. Actually, this first column heading is invoice number. Invoice number should be the heading of this table, this column. And invoice date should be the heading of this. Similarly, region should be the heading of this. So this heading has to be promoted here. This should be my table heading. My table heading is not right. I told you to check three things. One is the data type. Sorry, first one is gray, second is green, second one is data heading, third one is data type. Now we will promote the heading. How do we promote the heading? Very simple. Just go to this left hand side corner of your sheet. Left hand side corner of the sheet, there is a small arrow mark. Click on this arrow mark. There is an option available. Use first row as a header. Promoting the heading. Method 1. Method number 2. Home tab. You can click on the arrow mark here. Go to use first row as the header. Method number 2. Home tab. There is the option. Use first row as the header.
So can you come again?
Which one?
Second step. 3 steps can you repeat?
Three step which you are asking.
Second step. Change the header green. Yeah.
I didn't change it. I told you this is the way to change it.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. Home, use first row as the header. Or you can click on the arrow mark, use first row. I am marking it on the screen. I am marking it on the screen. That's why I am marking it. But, small warning. Don't do twice. Don't use both. Any one. Remember any one. Either click on the arrow mark and go to use first row as the header, or go to home tab, use first row as a header. Don't do both. If you do both, what will happen is this will be promoted as a heading, then this will be promoted as a heading. 2 times heading will get promoted. Be careful. Be careful. Don't do it twice. Out of this, do any one. Either click on the arrow mark here and go to use first row as the header, or go to home tab, use first row as the header. Any one of this, either one, don't do both. Don't do both. Be careful. So let me click on use first row as the header. Yes. Now you can notice that first row has become a heading of my table. Invoice number is my heading, invoice date is a heading, region is a heading, state is a heading, city is a heading. But you have to give me a solution here. Or you have to tell me what has happened here. Now I can see two step was added. Early when I did delete empty, only one step. But now I promoted the heading, use first row as the header. I can see two step was added. One is heading is promoted. There is one more change has happened, change type 1. Could you tell me what has happened here? This I am able to understand, it has promoted the heading. Perfect. But what has happened in this step? Could you tell me what has happened in this step? There is a very big change happened, drastic change, major change has happened here. Could you tell me what is the change has happened here on this? Based on the? Not based on the heading, based on the data. So perfect. What you said is perfectly correct. It has automatically scanned through your entire document. All the 3000 rows it has scanned and it has identified this column is having a data type of number. That's why on the left hand side you can see it shows 1, 2, 3. Earlier you didn't have it. Before the steps, before the steps you can see it is saying like ABC 1, 2, 3, ABC 1, 2, 3. Your data type is not correct. But when I come to this step, you can see here 1, 2, 3 number. Before the date, you can see a calendar image. That means it's a date. It should be, I told you to check 3 things. Heading is correct. Data type should be correct. The data type is not correct. You cannot create a report. Suppose I want to create a yearly, monthly report. You cannot do it if this is not a date format. I want to find out region wise what is my sum. You cannot do it if this is not a text format. Similarly, if I come to the right hand side, there are some columns available here. Yes, you can see here amount is 1, 2, 3. It's a number. If it is not a number, you cannot find the sum of this amount, average of the amount, count, maximum. You cannot do this. So Power Query has solved our problem. It has automatically converted a data type here. So automatically it has identified the data type. It has converted into a proper data type. This is the next advantage of this Power Query. Yes.
What about alphanumeric?
Alphanumeric means one cell you have alphanumeric or 2 cells.
So one cell only, maybe
A001
A0 is like a
text. Text. It will convert it as a text.
So you need there is number in it.
It will be treated as a text only. Are you going to find out the sum of your chases number? No. So then it is a text. We will find the count. We can count how many chases are there. Then count can be used. Sum cannot be used because it's a text. It will be treated as a text. But one cell, if you have a number, suppose this entire column, one cell is number, another cell is text, then you will have both A, B, C and 1, 2, 3. So now only one heading. If you want, you have to, there is an option called as transposing and unpivoting. You have to unpivot it and you have to make it as a proper data. You should have only one column headings. 2 column headings is not. Either merge it, combine it, transpose it and make it as a proper table. There are options available in Power Query. We'll see that.
Or the same dashboard, we can import multiple Excels.
Multiple Excel, one from Excel, one from SAP, one from Oracle also you can do. Multiple data source also. But you should not get confused. That's all. You can have any number of databases. Okay. Clear on this? 90%. Yes. Please.
One sheet, I'm having I understand multiple headers. So one sheet, I'm taking one
Same Excel. Why?
Because
Why?
there are three kind of data.
Refresh it. No need for importing it every time. If the new data is coming, just refresh it. No need for adding it again and again. Different data, you can add it.
Different data. In the same sheet, can I add separately?
Same sheet, different data means you will be adding at the bottom, right?
No, it's how it is.
You all the three different sheets are same sheet different.
Same sheet.
It will be on the bottom.
Yes.
Refresh it. It will get updated. Different sheet also will do it. Same sheet also will do it. We'll explore it.
No, so my question is that
Oh, just come here. You are saying that there is one sheet here.
yes, sir.
This sheet you have 23, right?
No. The main heading is 20. Then again below that,
That's what I'm asking. Below this, right? Below this.
can I show you the file right now?
I'll see it. Maybe in the break you can show. For that, you have to clean up the data, then refresh it. It will work automatically. When you are adding the data at the bottom, it will update automatically. Clean up it and refresh it. I will tell you how to clean up. Okay. You understood what has happened here. One is it has promoted the heading. Second one is it has changed the data type. 90%. 90% your data type will be automatically done here. 90%. What is the 10%? Sometimes your Power Query may not convert your data type properly. Sometimes, very rarely. Today, tomorrow, we'll check that. Sometimes, very rarely, it's not converting. So what we can do is, we can give one more chance to Power Query. 90% you are converted, but sometimes you have missed it. So I'm giving another chance to my Power Query. For example, just an example, if this is not a data type of number, my Power Query is displaying this as a text, but I want it as a number. I want it as a text. I am giving one more chance to Power Query. So go to transform. There is a button called as transform. Under the transform, there is an option called as detect the data type. Now detect it one more time. Because you didn't detect it properly in the earlier method, detect it again. But I think here not required. This is not required because it's automatically detected properly. So no problem. We'll see when we can use this detect. I will explain it in the data part. Now as of now, note it. Second time, first time it is detecting 90%, it will detect it correctly and it will convert it properly. If it is missing out, sometimes Power Query is not converting properly, then I am giving a second chance, detect it now. But still, after giving the second chance also, sometimes, very rarely, Power Query is not converting after detecting also. Now, we can step in. Power Query is not converting. I can convert it. How can I convert it manually? So, go to the left-hand side of that column. Click here. Now, you can convert it to whatever the data type you want. Suppose I don't want it in a number. I want to convert it as a text. I want to convert it as a date. I want to convert it as a percentage. You can do it. So, third one. Repeat it. First, Power Query will convert it. If Power Query is not converting, give a chance. Go to transform, detect it. Still, it's not converting. Third, we have to change it. Okay, we'll do that. As of now, first is working. First is working fine as of now. Second and third, maybe today or tomorrow, we'll explore it. Right. Now tell me, can I load this data into BI? Have we cleaned up everything? Can I load it? No. Why? Still there are some empty on the right hand side. There are some empty columns and unwanted columns. Your data set should be perfect. Sometimes your data is too large. Here the data is very small, 3000 rows. We have 3 million, billion, trillions of rows and columns. The extra column may increase your file size and decrease your system speed. Better to remove the unwanted columns. Please remove the unwanted columns. For an example, I have an employee database. I have a customer database, email ID. Email ID is not required for my reporting. I'm not going to use the email ID for my reporting. Customer address, customer mobile number, I'm not going to use it. So unnecessary columns, please remove it. Empty columns, please remove it. Here I can find there are some empty columns. There one unnecessary column. There is some dummy data. I don't know what is the data. They didn't give a heading for this data. This is a dummy data. Some dummy data they have inserted this. This data I don't want it. And this empty columns I don't want it. How do I remove this? Various methods. Some people will just select it, right click and remove it. But I don't suggest this. Why? Because this right click, if I remove this column will be removed one time. Another column, right click, remove. So there will be so many remove columns, remove columns, remove columns, remove columns. 20 columns means 20 times you have to remove it. And I want undo means I can undo it here. 20 times I have to undo it. But instead, the best method is go to the home tab. If you don't want the unwanted columns. In Excel, the problem in Microsoft Excel is, if I open some data, I don't want to disturb this data. I'll open some other data. We are using Excel not only for analyzing the data, we are using Excel for everything in the world. For example, I'll open some Excel file. Some dummy Excel file. I'm opening some dummy Excel file. Normally, my data is ending here. When I press Control End, perfect. My data is ending at 291. Perfectly correct. But later, assume that, as I told, we are using Excel for everything. I'm opening this Excel file and I'm noting it down something in Excel. Maybe in column number, yes, I'm just noting something here. I'm noting some mobile number, email address or something. After noting it down, now I delete this. I noted it and deleted it within span of seconds or minutes. Now, if I press Control End, where my data is ending is, unfortunately, my data is ending at yes. I don't have any data here. So, my Excel will treat that your data is available starting from A till yes. So, these are all unwanted empty columns. This is the problem in Excel. That's why your file size is very large in Excel. The data is very small. We didn't delete it properly. So that's a problem in Excel. Actually, this problem is solved in Microsoft Excel in the latest version. We have a review tab. Under review tab, you can check the performance in Excel and we can clean it up. Check the performance, unwanted data, unwanted columns. You can see there is some unwanted data and columns. We can clean up that unwanted. You can see there are 1,47,000 and 2,287 data are unwanted here. We have to remove that. So that's the reason when I imported this data into Power BI, I am getting that empty columns. That's the reason. So like this, there may be some empty columns, empty rows, unknowingly, unwantedly it will be there. It is better remove it in Power Query. So that next time when you add the unwanted column also, it automatically gets removed. If you are doing it in Excel, every time you have to do it manually. So better do it in Power Query itself. So how do I remove this unwanted columns? Sorry. I'll go to Power Query. I don't recommend you to right click, remove it. Instead, go to the Home tab. Columns. Choose column. On the top, you can straight away click on the choose column, or there is an arrow mark and choose column. Both are same. Go to the Home tab. Choose column, or there is an arrow mark, choose column. Both are same. Both will land into the same area. Either go to Home tab and click on the choose column straight away, or click on the arrow mark, choose column. Second time. Whichever you wish or whichever you feel easier. This is up to you. I'll go with the choose column. That's easier. Instead of clicking, adding one more extra step. Straight away I can click on choose column. And whatever the columns you want, that has to be checked. Remember, whatever the columns you want, that should be checked. Whatever the columns you don't want, uncheck it, remove it. Here you can see, choose the columns to keep. So this is the columns to keep. All the columns you want it, that should be checked. Tick mark. I don't want the column. After net profit, I don't want 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. These are all the unwanted columns. Until net profit, I want it. After net profit, I don't want the other columns. I am unchecking it. Please uncheck the column which you don't want. Empty columns, or you don't want that column, you can uncheck it. Just for example, assume I want it, but just for example, suppose I'm not going to use this cost center for my reporting. I'm not going to use it, remove it. Better to remove it. But here we are going to use it. Suppose you don't want the column, I'm not going to use this column in my reporting, means please remove it. Better to remove it. But knowingly, unknowingly, assume that knowingly, unknowingly, I have removed this net profit while selecting due to some typo error or mouse problem. I removed that net profit now. So I removed that unwanted column. Unknowingly, I have removed that wanted column also here. Net profit, I removed it. Now I want my column back. Could you tell me how can I get back the column again? So you have to go here and remove the steps. No. You can see whenever you do applied step, there is two buttons appearing. On the left hand side, there is an option which is for undoing the last activity. Right hand side, there is a gear image appearing here. Gear like image is appearing. That is for editing your last step. So this is another advantage of Power Query. You can edit your last step also. So whenever you are getting that gear image here, that means you can edit your last step. I didn't do the last step properly. I removed that net profit. I want it back again. So go to this applied steps, right side gear, or double click on it, or click on this gear image. That's it. The last step will appear again. Now let me select it and say OK. So this is the next advantage of this Power Query. You can edit your step also. Anytime you can come here and you can edit your steps. Yes. Remove columns, not blank columns. As I told, sometimes we may have the blank columns also. Still it will take column number as 4, 5, 6, some randomized number. But it will throw an error there. When you load it, it will say column 11 is an empty. It will throw the error in Power BI.
We will choose it out. Thinking that the column is completely empty, we will select out.
So you checked that column, right?
No, we check. Since we didn't put the header, but that data are there.
Data are there, but
I didn't do the idea, but header is not there. Since header is empty.
change the heading. You can come here.
No, not changing the heading.
Come and add it at any time. Come and add it. You have to check. Data you have to check whether, as I told, system will not do everything correctly. You have to check some. 90% it will help us. 10% we have to do. Yes. Can I load it now? Still there is a problem in the payment mode. Okay. Very good. So this, even I have to Microsoft also to do this. Here, fortunately or unfortunately, I think we have only 19 columns or 20 columns. Assume that I have hundreds of columns. We have to check all the 100 columns as of now, unfortunately. So I have indicated, even I have written to Microsoft also. If there is a problem, as he has told, there is an empty column, empty rows without the heading. All the columns just give me some indication that there is a column error, there is a column something. When like how we go here, view, and if I enable it, check this column like this. I want to just make a tick mark. All the empty columns will be shown here so that I can decide whether the columns are empty and I can do that. As of now, it's not available in Power Query. You have to manually check all the columns. I think it will appear in near future. They told they are updating it. I don't know when it will get updated. As of now, it's not there. No other go. If you have 20 columns or 100 columns, as of now, you have to check all the 20 columns or 100 columns, whether it's empty or clean or not. As of now, you have to go for it. No other go. Right? So let us go to this payment mode. Yes, there is some problem in this payment mode. There are some empty cells. So I should not delete this, correct? Because this data should not be deleted. It's null. The reason is null is they would have not entered it, or we would have not received the payment, Or I would have received the payment, maybe let us check, I received the payment through a cash. That's why it's not entered here. That's the reason it was not entered. So wherever there is a null, I want to replace it with something called as cash. So right click on that particular column, particular column, you have to make a right click, replace values. Right click on that column, replace value, method 1, method 2, home tab, replace values, second method. So go to home tab and replace values, right click, replace value, whichever is easier. As I told, for every method you will have 2 or 3 options. And remember, this replace value is case sensitive. Capital letter and small letters, it's case sensitive. Go to home tab and click on replace value, right click, replace values. Replace value, as I told, it's case sensitive. N-U-L-L, null, small letters. All the null are small letters, so you have to put it in small letter. Don't type capital letter, it will not work. Small, null is small. Replace it with what? Let us replace it with cash. For example, knowingly, unknowingly, typo error, I made a mistake. I didn't type it properly here. Right click on it, replace value. Then, what is the condition for it? Do you have any condition, or blindly you are saying this is good? I understood, but which I can make it as cash? Suppose this, how you are deciding this is a cash or something? Then you have to go to the source and change it. Source and change it. The entire thing, or if you have some condition, for example, wherever I'm just giving an example, wherever the sale, I want it as a cash. If it is a purchase, it should be something in a if condition, we can use it. That we'll see it. If today we analyze, tomorrow we'll see it. Yes. You want to come back? Why? Next part is I'm going to teach it. Right. Now, let us say null, N-U-L-L, null, and I am replacing with some word called as cash, but I'm assuming that I'm unknowingly I'm giving a wrong spelling or something here, and I said okay. Now only wherever the null is available, it has replaced the text, but unfortunately I given a wrong spelling. I want to edit it now. I want to modify the spelling again. How can I do it now? How can I edit the steps? So on the right hand side, gear symbol, very good. Wherever the gear symbol, that means you can edit your steps. So click here, and I made a mistake. I didn't type it properly, so let me type it properly now. Yes. Can I load it now? Yes. Can we load this? Very good. And can I come back to Power Query? Yes, you can come back to Power Query any time. After loading, after creating the report, as I told, 5 years later also I can come back to Power Query and you can modify it. Anytime you can come to Power Query and modify. Now, out of 5 workflow, we have completed 2, get data, transform data. Now third one is load. So we are going to load this data into Power BI desktop. Yes. Which one? Which one is not coming? Have you replaced it? right click, you have to say replace value. I will replaced it.
This case, M is capital.
It's case sensitive. Don't type capital letters. Okay. Now we are going to load this data to Power BI. I think this is going to be the last one in Power Query today. Tomorrow we are going to spend more time on Power Query. This is the last one. So we have cleaned up our data. We have converted the data into a usable, meaningful, proper data now. We are going to load this. Please check the three things again. If you want to verify it again, please check this. Heading all are greens. One more time I'm checking it. All my columns are green. Yes. All my columns are green. Whether my heading is correct, invoice number, invoice date. Yes, that's also correct. Whether my data type is correct, numbers, date, alphabets, ABC, everything, I think it's correct. So I checked everything here. Once again, I'm cross-checking. Yes, everything is perfect. Let me load this data to BI. If you are 100% sure that you have cleaned up it, you can load it to Power BI by straight away going to Home tab and click on Close and Apply. Or if you are still not sure, I want to do further more activity, I can load it later. Still some activity is pending. So what you can do, you can go to the, instead of Close and Apply straight away, click here, just apply it. Apply it means just saving it. Whatever you did, just save it. Later load it. Later half an hour, later saying I can load it. The last one is close. Don't do this. Close means whatever you did, it will not get saved. Everything will go off. Like closing without saving. In Power Excel also we can do it. Closing without saving. Do not save. So this is closing without saving. Don't do it. I did some mistake. I don't want it. I want to revert back my old history data. Whatever I did, instead of every time going and undoing all the activity, I don't want all the activity. So come get back my old table. So then we can close it. But here we don't want to do it because I did so many things. I want to come back. So I want to load this. So straight away you could click on Close and Apply or arrow mark Close and Apply. Both are same. So, and before clicking on Close and Apply, a small information is Close and Apply. You will get something like apply changes or discard changes. Don't do anything. Please wait. Please wait for a few seconds. There will be some message, apply changes, discard changes. Don't do anything. Please wait for a few seconds. Close and apply. Yes, you can see on the top there is a message, apply changes and discard changes. Don't do anything. Don't do anything. Please wait. It's applying it on the background. It may take some time. Yes, now it's loading. It will take some time. Don't go here and make a click. Everything will go up. Please wait. Now it's loading to Power BI. Yes, it's loading now. My data is getting loaded to Power BI. Invoice performance is my table name. The table name is getting loaded here. So all the 200 data are loaded here. How can I check my data whether it's loaded or not? On the right hand side, below this data tab, your sheet name is displayed. Invoice performance is your sheet name. Expand this arrow mark. Just expand this arrow mark. All your column names will be displayed here. Fortunately, unfortunately, your column names will be in an alphabetical order. It can be in different order in Excel. It can be different order. First I got invoice number, then I got the invoice date. But here you can see it's in alphabetical order. Amount comes first because A. City comes next. Cost center is third because it's in alphabetical order. You cannot change it. It will be in alphabetical order. No other go. It will be in alphabetical order. Okay. So this indicates that your data is loaded into BI. Can I go back to my Power Query? Suppose after loading the data, I identify I didn't load the data properly. Some column is missing. Some data type is not correct. For example, amount should be sigma. Discount should be sigma. Invoice date should be date. Sigma. The sigma indicates that column is in a number format. If the calendar indicates that column is in a date format. If there is a empty, that means the column is in a text format. You will get some other icon also later. If it is correct, no problem. If it is not correct, or I don't find a column, net profit is not there. Some column is missing. I missed out some column. I didn't load it properly. How can I go back to Power Query again? Two methods to go to Power Query. Home tab. Home tab, transform data. Home tab, transform data. Straight away you can click on transform data or arrow mark, transform data. Go to home tab, straight away you can click on transform data, method 1, or arrow mark, transform data, method 2. Both are same. Or same method actually, it's not method 2, first method. Second, one more method. Actually, I recommend the second method. Why I recommend the second method is here I have only one table. Okay, suppose I have 3 or 4 tables. Only one table I want to transform it. One table I didn't load it properly. Another table I loaded properly. So why to load the entire Power Query? I want to load only this particular table. I want to transform only the particular table. So right click on that particular table. Right click on the particular table. There is an option called as Edit Query. I recommend this. My suggestion is this. You can use anything. Home, transform data. Both will land into the same area. But I recommend this. Right click on this table. Right click on the table heading. Edit Query. One more advantage of right click on Edit Query. Straight away it lands into that particular table. You can see it will land into the particular table. But whereas transform, you have to come here and you have to specifically select the table. For example, now I closed this. If I click on transform, it will go to Power Query. It will go to Power Query. But the problem is you have to select the table again. So this table means I have to select the table. Here we have only one table. Okay. Suppose if you have 4 tables, you have to select the table. But that one straight away lands into that particular table. That's the advantage of the Edit Query. Your wish. Either right click Edit Query or go to Home tab, Edit Query. Home tab, transform data. So anytime you can go back to Power Query and you can edit it. But from the morning we are using this file. Unfortunately we didn't save it. Let us save the file. File. Control S also you can use it. But for the first time I recommend to go with save as. The first time if you are saving it, Control S, it may take some time. It will be little bit delay. So better to go to save as straight away. File, save as, browse, device, and give a name for this file. 01 transaction data. You can give any name as per your wish. I am giving the same name as per the Excel file. You can give any name. Like Excel will be saved as XLSX. This will be saved as PBIX. Okay. Now let me save this. On the top you should get your file name and you should get the last saved time also. On the top, file name. File name is your wish. It will be saved as PBIX. Don't do it. It will be saved. When you save Excel, it will be XLSX. This will be PBIX. You don't do it, sir. That will be taken care by Power BI. I believe most of you would have been aware of this. Even though if you are not saving, every 10 minutes your file will get saved, correct? Like Excel. If you want to change that schedule time, not every 10 minutes. I want to save it every 5 minutes or every 20 minutes, every 1 hour. Go to File, click on File, Options and Settings. Click on that file, Options and Settings, Options. Go to File, Options and Settings, Options. File, Options and Settings, Options. Under Option, it will open a dialog box. It's opening a new dialog box. Save and Recovery. Save and Recovery. Under Save and Recovery, you can see that save and recovery information every 10 minutes by default. If you want to change, you can change it. Minimum to 1 minute. But don't give 1 minute. First file options. அங்க போய் file optionsல பாத்தீங்கன்னா
before loading the data, I'm not in the I want to verify correctly. That I do the loading. Then what will happen?
it will throw error.
Which column goes there?
There is some error in column number 11. There are some empty rows, empty columns. Transform it. So you have to go back to Power Query again. I thought instead Power Query, then your habit of checking, it's easier. So then you have to, it will throw error. Column 11, there is a error. Invoice date, there is a error. You have to go back and do it. Sir, in Excel, if you go to this option, File Options, under Option, Save. Available in all the softwares. As I indicated, don't do it as one minute. 1 minute, no, only it will save. You cannot do any activity. 1 minute, every 1 minute it will be getting saved. That's all. You cannot do anything. Okay. Is it required every time I have to go to the Power Query and check my data? Can I check the data in Power BI itself? I want to know here, of course, your column names are available, that's okay. But I want to know what are all the data is available under this column. Is it required every time I have to go back there? No, not required. You can do it, you can check it here itself. The second view on the left hand side, there is a view available here. Table view. Click on the table view. When you click the table view, yes, you can see your table here itself. It's not required. Yet whenever you want to make some changes, you want to transform, you want to clean up, then go to the Power Query. Otherwise, to check your data, it's not required to go to Power Query. You can check it here itself. You can see your data, columns, rows, everything is available here. And click back to the report view again, to come back to the report view again.
Editing is table view. It's only view option.
Or what type of editing?
Maybe if I want to do some changes over here, maybe cannot do that.
You have to do it in Power Query. Power Query is for cleaning up and doing.
It's only for view.
View. Okay. If you have the option also, I recommend to do it in Power Query always, because we have that applied steps in Power Query. So anytime you can edit in, or if you do something here, there is no applied steps in Power BI. If you did some mistake. That's a problem in Power BI. So if you do it in Power Query, you can edit it, applied steps. So if there is an option also, I recommend not to do it here, do it in Power. Okay, right? Before creating a report, let us verify some do's and don'ts for your source data. This is my source data. In source data, what are all the things you can do, what are all the things you cannot do here. First is, can I change my column headings? No. Please do not change your column headings. It's an invoice number. Suppose I want to make it as a bill number. No, don't do it. It will throw away error. It will find that invoice number is not available. It will throw away error. Don't change your column headings. And can I delete the column? No, you cannot delete the column. Don't delete the column. It will throw away error. Can I insert a column? Yes. But where can we insert a column? Last. You have to insert the column only at the last. Don't insert it in the middle. Can I add a rows? Can I add a new rows? Yes. Because I have the data only till 2025. Now I want 2026, November, October, December. I want to add the extra rows. You can add it. Where we can add it? Anywhere. Very good. Anywhere you can add it. It's not required. You have to add it only at the last. Middle also you can add it. Last also you can add it. After the heading you can add it at anywhere. After the heading. Don't remove the heading. After the heading you can add it anywhere here. We'll do that. We'll do that and check what's happening. Can I change the sheet name? No. Don't change your sheet name because the sheet name is displayed on your Power BI. Don't change your sheet name. Can I change the file name? Surprisingly, yes. You can change the file name. But what will happen if you change the file name? Your link will be removed. No problem. You can establish the link. I will tell you how to relink it. Because it happens more frequently. They will change your file names. They will change your file location. Sometimes my file is here in D drive. They can change your file location to OneDrive. And frequently in SQL, they will change your passwords, username, password. Every 3 months, they will change your location. They will archive your files. So in that case, if the link is removed, for example, this file location was now changed. Now it is in D drive or C drive. Now I am going to cut this file or my folder name and I am putting it in OneDrive. What will happen? Your link will be removed. How can I re-establish the link? Very simple. Go to the Home tab. Go to the Transform Data here. Data Source Settings. Go to the Transform Data, Data Source Settings. Under the Data Source Settings, go to Home tab, Transform Data, Data Source Settings. Now this file is residing in this location. This is the location currently this file. Now I changed that location. It was in D drive. I changed into E drive. Or I renamed that file. I renamed the folder. Change source. Change source. And you can change your new source, new location here. Browse and you can change your new location. Okay, so your folder name can be changed, your file name can be changed. If you have changed, then you have to come here and you have to establish the connection again. Otherwise, it will throw away error. Okay. Heading change. Data. Suppose I don't want 2022 data, you can delete it. No problem. But here the 2022 data may not be available on the report. Data can be added, data can be deleted. That's not a problem. Now, let us go to my source data. I am going to add a new data at the last. Let me add a new data. Control End. I'll go to the last row. And I am going to add a new data at the last. After 3291, I am going to add a new data. Assume I want to add a new data. Wantedly, I am giving some empty space. Why wantedly I am giving some empty space? I want to check whether in Power Query, if I add a new data, the empty space is automatically removed or not. I want to check that. So let me add a new data. Instead of adding a new data, let me copy and paste and I change the data because I cannot add the new data. Copy, Control C, and I'll put some new row here. Paste it some change. Bill number, invoice number, I will change it. 4201 is my bill number. Date is not 3110. Maybe let me put today's date. You can change it to today's date. Control semicolon. Date cannot be null. There is some column null. That is payment mode is null. Control semicolon or change it to today's date. Date format should be proper. Please check that. 9/12/2025 or press control semicolon next to L. Control semicolon is a shortcut key for changing the current date. Or go to F2 and change. Instead of 3110, I am changing it to some other date. We will put today's date. And wantedly, I am deleting this payment mode. Bank transfer, I deleted it. Because I want to know if I add this data into my Power Query, wherever there is a empty, it has to replace it with cash. Let me check whether it's working fine or not. So I am adding a new data in my source. In my source, just to check, I am adding a new data. Save it. I saved this data. I added 4201. 9/12 is my date. South region, Tamil Nadu, Coimbatore. I have added a new data here. And I close this data. Control W. I close this data. Now come to Power BI. Tell me, how can I check the data? Is it required to go back to Power Query and check it? Can I check the data here? Table view. How do I know whether my data is added or not? I want to bring the last data on the top. Invoice number, invoice date is available. I want to bring the last invoice number on the top or last invoice date on the top so that I can find whether my data is updated or not. So what we do is very simple. Click on the arrow mark, sort in descending order so that the last invoice number will come to the top so that I will know that whether my data is updated or not. Sort descending. My invoice number is 4200. So now I added 4201. That was not updated here. Like a pivot table in Excel. Whenever you modify your source data, pivot table will not get updated. We have to refresh it. Very good. Here also, let us go to the Home tab. And we have something called as Schedule Refresh, which we will explore in Power BI Services. So go to Home tab. Next to the transform data, there is a button called as Refresh. Just click on that refresh. Now let me check. 4201 row is added here. Empty rows was deleted automatically. And wherever the payment mode is empty, it has turned into cash. Perfect. So you have to add the data, you have to refresh the data. That's it. From now, for this data, nothing to be done. Just add it, refresh it. No need for cleaning up the data furthermore because it's automatically cleaned up. Done? Yes, sir. Add it in middle also. Latest invoice number கொடுங்க அவ்வளவுதான். And sort it in descending order. You can add it in middle, last, end, starting. Anywhere you can add it. Better to add it at the last. Done? Clear? Yes. Sir, any challenges?
This 4201, the one which I've added in the source data, it's not showing.
Where you are already added in some. Okay. Error means I'm telling that. So there is a rate change it on the source. I'm telling that. Select that column. We added one second. Select this. Select this. Sorry. So sorry, we are short of this break. Okay, 1 minute. I have added the data to check whether it's updating or not. Now I'll go to this data and I'll remove it because we should not get confused. After this, we are going to create some reports. So wantedly, I added this row and I wantedly I checked it. Now I delete this data. I will delete this data. Now this data is not required. Just for checking, I have added it. Now I removed the data, save it, close it. Now let me go to Power BI, Home tab, refresh it. That 4201, just to check, I added it and I checked it and refreshed it. It's adding. Now I removed it and I refreshed it. Let us come back to the report view. Out of the 4 workflows, I believe we have completed 3. Now what could be the next workflow here? Get is over, transform is over, load is over. The 4th one is report. I think, as I told, we should have started creating some report. Unfortunately, we are not able to. No worries. It's not required. We have to run fast and finish all the concept. You have to understand. That's more important. So we'll create a report after our lunch break. By today evening, before 4:30, we have to publish one report at least. At least one report we have to publish it. This report we have to publish it. 2-3 pages we have to create a report and publish it. So save it now. We'll go for the break. Try to come as soon as possible so that we can cover as much as possible. Okay, so let me stop the recording.